And we're all set. So here we go. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Menifee Valley. This is our Wednesday evening service, and I appear to be coming to you from the sanctuary of our beloved community, and showing off the wonderful new video screens that we have. And we've not been able to go in there yet and enjoy them, but I know that we will be doing that soon. So I would like to begin this evening with a little bit of music. So I'm going to bring up on my screen here one of our New Thought artists, Karen Drucker. So.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
So I am grateful for all that we have and this opportunity for us to come together and be connected. In today's Science of Mind magazine, the topic is called Rock Solid Faith. And the quotes that are included here, one from St. Augustine: faith is to believe what you do not see. The reward of this faith is to see what you believe. And from Ernest Holmes: when we ask for anything, we are to believe that we have it, but we are to ask for that which is in unity with life. So there are two things that I have found to be vitally important to following this practice of the science of mind and what we teach in this philosophy of the Centers for Spiritual Living. And one is to be in a place, to be in an attitude of gratitude. And the other one is to have faith, and faith in that idea that we trust that there is a power in the universe that is a divine presence that is bringing itself forth in the experience and the expression of who each of us is. And if we're trusting in that power, and in believing that it is here for our greater good, that when we call upon it, and I think that Ernest Holmes is forever saying that not only do we call upon it, but we demand out of it to bring forth our good. So when we are in a place of discontent or disharmony, or even in dis-ease, that when we're doing our practice, when we're doing our affirmations, we're doing our spiritual mind treatment, we're calling upon that power, we're calling upon that divine presence to bring us forth our good. And this is not uh, we're not begging, we're not pleading, we're not wishing that it would bring us good, but we know and we have faith and we trust that it is there all the time for our good, for our highest and greatest good. And it's just waiting upon us to demand from it that which we know is our good. And we do it in a way in which we do it in unity with all of life. For when we call forth upon this power, we can't call it to bring good and bring it just for me. We have to do this with the idea that when we're calling forth something good, something greater, that it's coming forth, and it's coming forth for everybody and everything. That's the uh, as we believe it, that's the way in which this thing called life is working, is that it's working in unison for the collaboration of all of us and everything that's going on in the universe. For there's another aspect of this divine nature, and it's called balance. Everything within the universe has its balance, and if there's something that uh, causes causes it causes it to momentarily go out of balance, the universe will correct itself and bring it back into balance. So everything is moving about in this grand universe that we are experiencing, and it's moving in such a way that there's a divine order, there's a divine balance that is always bringing about the highest and the greatest good for everyone involved in that. So when we call upon this faith, we need to have a trust in it that it is there and available to us. The story that it refers to in the reading in the daily guide today at the Science of Mind magazine is about the centurion, the Roman soldier who came to Jesus, the master teacher, and he asked for him. he asked for a healing for one of his family members who was at home and was ill, and Jesus, responded and said, "Should I come to your home to bring this healing?" And the centurion, who was a leader of 100 men, he said, "That's not necessary because I understand this idea of authority, that when you speak your word, when you claim your truth, when you demand upon the authority what it is that you're asking for, that it automatically responds, and that it always responds no matter where it is or how it's operating." So he said, "There's no need for you to show up, that just by your word alone, I trust that in that authority that you are speaking, that my my family member will be healed." And uh, that's uh, an idea that we've been growing with when we study this science of mind, and we study this faith that we are teaching here in the Centers for Spiritual Living, that when we speak our word, that our word is going upon that authority, the divine presence, and that it always responds to us. And it always responds from a place of authority, and a place that it matters not where we are, what we're asking for, how we're asking for it, that if we trust in it, that if we have faith in it, that we know that it is the authority of who we are and what we're about, then it will bring forth our greater good. And we will have and manifest all things in life that are for our greater good. And that we should not limit it to any one thing or any one person or place, but that it is good that is coming forth, and it is vibrating. It's an energy of good that is bringing our uh, specific healing that we are asking for, but it's also emanating out into the surrounding area and impacting all that are involved or a part of that. So there's uh, a thought there that says that when we're asking the good for ourselves, then we ought to consider the idea that that's going to also spread out to others. So if if the good that we're asking for is not good for everybody, then we're not in unity with life, and that's going to be part of the barrier of why we feel we're not getting answers to our prayer, because in essence it may have some negative impact on others. So when we're doing our spiritual mind treatment, when we're doing our affirmations, when we're asking for a greater good to come into life, if you consider that uh, how it will possibly impact all others, and if it's in unity with life, then we are in a better reception. We're receiving that greater good for a larger um impact than just our own personal self. And it's not that we shouldn't ask for our own personal healing, but ask it from a place that if this is good for me, then it must be good for everyone and everything, because that's the energy, that's the grace, and that's the power that is coming into our experience. So I see this uh, faith and belief as interchangeable. I have a faith in this divine presence. I believe in this divine presence, and I trust that this power, this authority that I choose to call God, and we call it by many names, higher power, spirit, the divine presence. When I call upon it, I demand upon it that it respond in a way in which that good, that healing, that manifestation is coming forth into life, not only for myself, but for all others. And I want to share with you tonight a little bit from our founder, Ernest Holmes. And it's a clip, and I'm just going to do a part of it, but it's a little bit about uh, what I've just been talking about in this idea of faith and the power in the universe that's available to all of us.
Friends, we are surrounded by a law of good which receives the impress of our thought and acts upon it. This is what we mean when we say there is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. This law is what Jesus referred to when he said, "It is done unto you as you believe." For when Jesus said, "It is done unto you as you believe," he certainly was implying that there is a law which acts on our belief, our faith, or our confidence in it. And Jesus also said that this law, which is creative, not only acts on our belief, it acts on our belief in the way we believe. This is why he said, "It is done unto you as you believe." There are two great realities with which we deal: the divine being as a living, loving presence, and the law of good which reacts to our faith and our belief, and which, being a law, must of a necessity react to us, as Jesus said, exactly as we believe.
So you have the words from our founder, Ernest Holmes, uh, of which we're bringing forth all of our teachings and our understanding, and it continues to evolve and uh, come into a greater light and a greater truth. And I know that uh, we're in a time now when it is critical, it's vital for us to have our faith, to trust in this faith, to believe that there is a divine presence here, and that if we are calling forth a greater good into our life and our experience, and we truly believe that it is supporting not only um, myself as an individual, our beloved community as a collective, but for the world at large, and even the galaxy and the universe, for this energy, this presence, this power is available to us in all places and in all times. I want to close with the uh, part of the reading in today's magazine, and then the affirmation. You have a spiritual authority over your life. Use it. Stay aligned with spirit and call forth the good that you desire. Stand strong in your convictions, and mountains shall move. In the affirmation, I speak my word with spiritual authority, knowing that it is done unto me as I believe. And so, with that, I just invite us to go within and reflect upon the idea that there is a divine presence, there is a spiritual authority that is within each and every one of us. And so as we are individualized expressions of this divine authority, when we speak our word, when we claim it from a place of truth, not only for ourselves, but for all others, I know that there is a healing, that there is an abundance of prosperity, that there is a harmony that is moving within and around and through each and every one of us. And I take this opportunity to bless all of those individuals who are out there on the front lines, the nurses, the doctors, the caregivers, the people that are operating the grocery stores and the essential business in order to continue to provide us with our needs and our wants as we move through this experience. And I know that as we do, as we hold on to our faith, our belief, and our trust in this power and this presence, that we too shall be able to rejoin and connect with one another in person in places where we celebrate this life that we are living, knowing that it is good and very good. And as we know this, that we may affirm it as we all say together, and so it is. And namaste. So I will bring you all back in, and I will put a